Deeds are words. That is why it is known that action speaks louder than words. That is what you do is a message. So deeds are words. Each time you do something, you are saying something. I don't know if you are getting me there. I said deeds are words that can be heard. So you can hear somebody, or you can hear what somebody is saying by looking at what they are doing. And you can say something to someone by doing something in their presence. So deeds are words. So you can actually communicate with somebody by way of deeds. You can speak words by doing something in the presence of someone. So I want us to learn something about communicating with God through deeds. The topic is words are deeds. Deeds are words. Deeds are words. So before I even read the word of God today, to see where we are going, I want you to understand something, and I want you to see something. If I get home from here, I'm at the prayer mountain. If I go home now and I get home and my wife brings me water to drink, the way she presents the water, the way she brings the water is a message to me about her mood and about who I am to her. I can see that she's disturbed, she's angry with me, or she's happy to see me, or she doesn't love me anymore. Not by the taste of the water and not by the words of her mouth, but by the message of her deeds, the sound of her deeds. Deeds have sound. Deeds are vocal. Deeds are words. Okay, let us read the word of God from Revelation chapter 3, verse 8. We are in the year of good open doors, but there's something that we need to learn today. It says, I know your deeds. See, because I know your deeds, see what I have done in response to your deeds. I have heard your words through your deeds. So I have opened a door for you. To say there are moments when God does not listen to what we are saying in prayer. He listens to what we are doing after prayer or before prayer. And he answers or acts or responds because of that. So there are doors that God will open for you on account of what you said by what you did. But I want you to hear something. As I go down with the message, it says, see, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. I know you have little strength, yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name. This is a very, very strong message where Jesus is saying, when you are supposed to be not doing these deeds because of little strength, you did not stop. And by doing that, by not stopping, you were saying something to me. I want to repeat this, and I've always taught you that while men look at what we do, while people focus on what we do, God focuses on why we do what we do. While we speak to men through actions, and while men observe actions to hear our words or what we are saying, God goes beyond the actions. I would love even to combine this verse and the chapter that we are reading today from Deuteronomy chapter 6, where God is asking the people to be committed to serve him wholeheartedly, with all their strength, with all their power, with all their all. But back to this issue where I say the deeds are words before God. What you do says a lot about what you mean and who God is to you. So Jesus is saying, even though you had little strength left, you did not leave me. You did not deny me. You kept on doing good. I don't know what they were doing. Say that they were going to church, they were worshiping, they were believing, I don't know. But because of that, even though you stopped praying like you used to do because of little strength, you kept on holding on to me that one day I will do. That deed is a prayer. And I have come to open the door, to answer, to give you results on account of what you said by what you did. Good deeds are good words. Good deeds are good prayers. But there is something that is very critical in this verse about deeds. There are deeds that speak well, and there are deeds that speak exceptionally well. How? God looks at why you do what you do, and he also looks at how you do what you do. The way you do something is a message. Even if it's a good thing, the way you do the right thing is always a message. I always say, sometimes you need to do the right thing the right way. Because you can do the right thing the wrong way. It's a message. Doing the right thing the right way is a better message or another message. Going back to my example, when I get home from here, from the prayer mountain, if my wife brings water in a glass, in a tray, and she presents it before me on the table to drink, she has done the right thing the right way. But if she brings a bottle, no cup, no tray, and presents it before me at the table, she has done the right thing to bring me water, but she has brought the water the wrong way. There should be a cup, or it should be in a glass, in a cup. She is saying something to me. In the way she does that, she is saying something to me. So in our service to God, God focuses on why we do what we do and how we do what we do. He doesn't just focuses on what you are doing. If you are singing in church, God looks at how you are singing in church. And two, why you are singing in church. He doesn't just look at you singing. So your reward is from why you do what you do and from how you do what you do, not from just what you do. So Jesus, when he says, I know your deeds, see, I have opened a door that no man can shut. Because when you were supposed to stop the deeds, you did not stop, though you did not have strength. You were supposed to deny me, you did not deny me. I know why you did what you did. And I know how you did what you did. You had little strength, but you kept on doing. You had an option to stop, you did not stop because you love me. So Jesus is saying, I have heard your words from your deeds. Your deeds are telling me that you deserve an open door. So in whatever we do every day before God and for God, we are talking to God. God is observing. Our God is an observant God. Our God is a thinking God. Our God is an intelligent God. You cannot deceive him. He does not focus on the acts of man, just the acts, but he focuses on the motive, the spirit behind the acts of a man. So, what is the lesson today here? When I said deeds are words, we learned sometime that deeds are seeds, and good deeds are good seeds. But here we are learning about deeds being words, and good deeds being good words. So imagine you can say, Jesus, I love you so much, without pronouncing the word verbally, but by what you do or by what you do not do. Jesus is saying, I heard what you said by what you did, and I heard what you said by what you did not do that you were supposed to do or expected to do. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I hope it is getting clear to you. What I want is for you in this year of good open doors, you will have to be consistent in doing good. Don't just be a person who says good, who speaks good verbally, but you have to be an all-rounder. Like I said, let me help you by giving you examples. Let's say you borrow somebody's car and you say, I will return the car tomorrow. And that tomorrow is a school opening day. And that your friend calls you late in the night and says, friend, don't return the car tomorrow, return the car a day after tomorrow. Make sure you use it to take your kids back to school. The person does not say, I love you directly or verbally. But in doing that and in not doing what he was supposed to do, that is to take his car back, he is telling you, I love you. So there are times when we can And when we are supposed to tell God that, Lord, I love you, how do you do that? When there is nothing to motivate you to fast and pray, and even to say, God, I can spend a day and a night and another day fasting and praying to thank you. To say, Lord, I thank you because I can thank you. I want to thank you because I'm here breathing and I am able to say thank you. I want to thank you for that. I don't care. I didn't get married last year. I don't care. I didn't build. I didn't get anything that is tangible, that I can say I have this, but I have you and you have me and I have another chance. For that, I want to thank you. That alone, that act alone, to be fired up to pray and fast for thanksgiving, is a message to God. Let me give you more examples where I said the way you do a good thing is a message. The way you do. Maybe I should ask ladies, if a single lady is sent to do something for a guy she likes, let's say you are in a place where food has been cooked and single ladies are being sent with food to the guys who are maybe sitting on chairs and all. The way she will present the plate to the guy she loves, if the guy is intelligent, he can hear what the lady is saying by the way she hands over the plate, the way she places the plate in her hands, even the way she places the plate on the chair. She can hear the words, I love you. The way she does what she does or she's doing will be a message. Bringing the food is good, but the way she carries the plate, the way she presents the plate, the way she places the plate down is a message that can be heard. So there are many ways that we have to communicate what we want to have from God. You can ask God for anything without saying anything, but by doing something. You can tell God who He is to you by what you do not do because of Him. The Bible is saying you did not, despite all that you were going through, you did not deny my name. It says a lot that God is always observing what we are doing, what we are saying, how we talk about Him, where we talk about Him. And like I said, it's a lesson this year because God is going to open doors through people. And some of the doors are actually people. What is going to qualify you for certain doors is how you do what you do and what you will do. Let me show you. There are people that I have had and that I have had given gifts because of what they did or the way they did what they did. I remember going somewhere and meeting somebody, and the way they checked on the chair that they wanted me to sit on, how safe and secure it was. They wanted to check how safe and secure it was. Just, checking the chair. I was about to sit and they said, wait, checked the chair if it was stable strong enough, well positioned. They actually sat on the chair, made movements, and felt it was secure. And then they said, "You can have your seat." They gave me a chair, but they packaged the giving part of the chair with love, respect, and honor. When I was leaving, I gave the person money. I said, "Thank you for what you did. Thank you for the chair." So he gave me a chair in a manner that spoke to my heart. So pray to God in a manner that speaks to his heart. Give in church in a manner that speaks to God's heart. Sing in church in a manner that speaks to God's heart. Pray and fast this year in a manner that speaks to God's heart. Be fired up, so fired up in prayer that God will say, why is this person praying like this? So jubilant and powerful, yet I haven't answered her. What is motivating her? And God will say, for this reason, this person loves me. I'm going to open a door that no man can shut. Child of God, good deeds are good words.